Hey guys, what's up? It's a lazy Sunday, weather is bad, and I was just sitting down having a coffee, and I thought about a topic that I really want to let you know about, and that is the topic of recording contracts. Hey guys, what's up? This is Count Zero from Count Zero Records. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please comments below and like and subscribe. It will be really great that you can stay updated with our weekly segment, and we would welcome you to our family, and you'll be able to see everything that is new. We're recording about 2 segments a week nowadays, and we're having a lot of great information for you. So today I want to talk about the topic of recording contracts, because a lot of artists that I talked to seem to be very, I don't know, how can I say it, not very knowledgeable about that topic at all, and they seem to be shooting themselves in the foot a whole lot more than what is healthy. So let me tell you the reason or the number one reason why people fail in negotiating a recording contract, and that is because they want too much. Now, you probably think, oh, he's just saying that, and he's a record label and he just wants lots of money and he wants this or that. But no, it doesn't only pertain to me and our label and maybe our artists. It pertains to everybody else. What I experience a lot when I do this type of negotiation with my artists is that an artist, typically after 5 to 10 years of being an artist, is offered a contract by us as a record label for the first time in his life, essentially. Of course, he has considered major labels. They've not given him a contract and not listened to him. He's considered independent labels and talked with some of them, but for some reason it never worked out. They talk to me. They feel generally comfortable with our label, and then we start talking about how that would work and how it would be, and they are very disappointed, because a lot of the people think that when they get a recording contract, they're gonna strike it big. They're gonna get hundreds of thousands of dollars, money down. They're gonna get some cars. They're gonna get some immediate rewards. They're gonna be super famous. Everything's gonna be great. I am here today to tell you that recording contracts are a process just like anything else. In all likelihood, the recording contracts you will get in the beginning are going to be not as good as the 3rd, the 4th, or the 5th contract you're going to get once you're already a star. When you are an independent artist that nobody knows, you have a few thousand plays, nobody's going to give you a good contract. And that is because they're going to need to invest a whole lot of money into you to actually make your brand known, and in all likeliness, they're never going to get their money back. So it's difficult if you're an artist and you want everything. I had people who are definitely had no legal expertise whatsoever, and then they brought on board another friend of theirs. It's called buddy management. Of course, you take your best buddy as your manager, which is a huge mistake. I advise them in the contractual negotiations to get a lawyer. And they said they don't need a lawyer. I said, well, I think you do, and I am your contracting partner, and I'm telling you to get a lawyer. And they say, why would I need a lawyer? I said, because my contract is about 30 pages. It handles everything between us. And unless you have an education like I have, and experience like I have, I've been doing contracts for 20 years, you're probably not even going to understand what's in there. And usually the answer I get is, oh, I'm really smart. I don't doubt that, but it doesn't matter. It's like you're saying, okay, I'm going to I'm going to do a surgery on this guy and give him a heart bypass. And somebody says, well, do you have the training? Are you a doctor? And they say, nope, but I'm smart. That doesn't matter if you're smart. The point is that, do you know what it actually means? And then I immediately get into the process where these people start reading the 30-page contract, and they're like, oh, what does this word mean? What does this word mean? This law doesn't apply here. This law doesn't apply here, and it's all wrong. And you can't tell them it's wrong because they're really hung up on themselves and they think they know everything. Then they bring on the buddy from Buddy Management Incorporated, which is a guy that doesn't have a website or a business card or a phone number or anything, but he's friends with the artist. And that guy then says something that it's even worse. And then the two of them are talking with me, and I'm having the feeling like I'm talking to the wall, and I'm really trying to make them understand. And of course, for the life of them, they won't get a lawyer that actually can tell them what is in the contract because they don't have the money to pay for one. And then they start picking apart the contract, looking at various things that are completely irrelevant, but insisting that they be changed. Here, and we need to do this, we need to do that. I said, look, that's irrelevant. No, it looks very relevant to us. We need to change it. And I say, look, I'm negotiating a lot of contracts every day. I'm not going to change my contract. And they say, why? And I say, very simple. Not because I don't want to change the contract. It's actually not a problem for me to listen to your concerns and change it a little bit, but it's because it's too much work. If I go into negotiating the contract in its details with every artist that is interested, I'm gonna spend all of my time negotiating with artists, and I really don't have any patience for that, seriously. And they say, well, what are you gonna do once I wanna have that changed? I said, well, then we're gonna change it later, but right now this is the contract, you can sign it or you can go. And then a lot of people go, and then they end up in this loop where they have no contract because they think they deserve a better contract for years and years and years. I'm here today to tell you that a bad contract is better than no contract at all. Because with no contract at all, your chances of getting your music heard are essentially 0.00001. So if you're 1 in a million, you're gonna get famous without a recording contract and without any help from anybody. That's really cool. Chances are the same as you were become an astronaut, land on the moon, jump around, meet the first aliens. That's all right. The only thing you need to take care of in that recording contract is that you have an exit option. So let's say somebody offers you a contract that is pretty much half of what you wanted. Make it a contract for 2 years. Make the exit option and say, okay, I'm going to sign this out contract for 2 years. I'm going to sign it just like you want it. It's very easy. Get a lawyer, have him look through it and say, I know that this contract is probably not the contract that I want, but for these first 2 years, rather than having no contract at all, I'm going to go with this average, bad, whatever you want to call it, contract, and then try to get another label to sign me, or try to get a better contract, or whatever. And in all likeliness, if after 2 years you're really selling and you're really picking up, talk to your label. They're gonna give you better. They're gonna give you a better contract, because once you are one of their established artists and you're not one of 300 people knocking on the door, they're gonna be like, yeah, sure, dude, it's no problem. You've been working with us for 2 years. We know you're a good guy. Your sales have been progressing steadily. What do you want changed? Very few people would say, no, we're not going to do that. It's horrible. We're going to keep you in the contract as it is. So what's in the way of getting a contract is mostly people expecting too much. And I see this especially from artists who are unsigned for a very long time. And they over-exaggerate, or they overestimate their artistic abilities. They completely overestimate their business and legal abilities, and they just simply want too much. If you want to get rich quick, then music is not the way to go. Probably crime is. Problem is, afterwards you're going to go to jail and life's going to be crap for you, but depends. Getting rich quick is something that requires either enormous amounts of luck, or enormous amounts of lack of ethicalness, so you can, do what's necessary to steal and rob and whatever. But the point is that it's important to try to get a contract really quick. Try to get your music career going, and then renegotiate that contract or upgrade to a better contract, to a different label. But not having a contract at all is seriously hindering your career from going anywhere. You will not become famous as a self-published artist, really. You will not become famous trying to do everything yourself. I want to remind you that if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below if you have any more questions before I get to the last point. And that last point is about how to progress, or how I would say you should do it. You should approach the label and pretty much do what they say. That contract, that first contract that you will get, will be bad. That contract will probably be half of what you should get, and it will give you a general idea of what label life looks like. You will learn a lot, and they will do things that you have no idea about, and you will learn what those things are, because your largest problem as a musician is your ignorance towards the other things that go into marketing music. You know nothing about the legalities, you know nothing about the business, you know nothing about the marketing and many other things, and you have the opportunity, even with a bad contract, to learn these things. Now, when I started as a musician and I made some songs, and I had ready-made songs ready to publish, everything completely done, I approached a few labels and I got offers that were decent. Okay, they were not great, but they were decent. And I read the contracts, and there's pretty much nothing in there that I would find nowadays, with the experience, to be offensive. Of course, you can get to the odd guy who is going to try to take advantage of you. That's why you need a lawyer, by the way. But most of the time, these labels will just offer you a contract where the amount of revenue you will get from your sales is not going to be all that great. And then when you have that contract, then you either upgrade it in the same record label or you go to a new record label. So which means you make an album, you make 2 albums. That's the commitment you're going to have for your record label. And then you're going to get out of that contract, and you're going to either renegotiate with the label, or you're going to go to a new label and then make another album, make another 2 albums. This idea that, artist XY in his debut album sold 17,000 million copies is usually a marketing hype. It's either artists that are heavily produced and promoted by the label as some kind of phony artists which really don't do anything other than appear on the cover of that music, or it's artists that have been around for 10 years, and what they mean with debut album is it's the first album under their label. These artists have already released 10 different albums with lots of songs, but they call it debut anyway because it just sounds so much better when you say, okay, the first thing that this artist does sells millions. Now, of course, there's artists, the first thing they do sells millions, but Moon, can you remember? Yeah, your chances of doing that are about the same as you going to the moon. So, what I'm here to advise you today, and I'm closing with that, is take the contracts, look at them, be professional, take a bad contract, improve it. Get a good contract, improve it. Get a very good contract, improve it. And have a steady career. Do not have no career and wait for that one-hit wonder contract that will never appear, because no label in his right mind will give very good conditions to a completely unknown artist. That just doesn't happen, and you waiting for it means that you're actually ruining your music career. And with this, I'm going to leave you on this Sunday. If you have any requests for the next segment, please let me know in the comments below. Follow, like, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. It's @CountZeroRecords. And you'll get updates on everything we're planning, on our release schedule, and our artists. Go to the website, www.countzerorecords.com. You can see what we're doing, our releases, and you can also submit your demos. I wish you a great Sunday, and I'll see you soon. Bye.